Hello the internet and welcome back to Road Hazard. On today's episode you join me in a very cheap hotel room in Greensville, South Carolina. And you're probably asking yourself, why in the hell are we doing that? And I'll tell you. About 20 years I have wanted a Firebird. I've had 81 cars in my life. I've never had a Firebird. Had a couple of Camaros. Doesn't scratch the itch. As far as I'm concerned, a Camaro is just an ugly Firebird. So I've been hunting for one for a very, very long time. When I was a teenager, I found a very 70s sort of bronze metallic brown 71 Firebird. Nice car, but it was about $7,000. I didn't have $7,000 and I had to pass on it. And that was the cheapest 1970 to 1973 Firebird that I'd seen to date. By the way, 1970 to 1973, the front end, that's only Firebird as far as I'm concerned. Smokey and the Bandit era TAs kind of get passed because Burt Reynolds, but the best ones, 70, 73. That being said, from the doors back, I actually prefer the 75 to 81s. I like the bigger rear window, I like the straight taillights, and everything else is pretty much the same. What I have found here in Greenville is a 1975 Firebird with a 1971 front clip. So it really is the best of both worlds as far as Firebirds go. And that also meant, because it wasn't a real 71 Firebird, that it didn't cost 40 grand. And because it's not just a beat hashed, 75 Firebird, I don't feel like I'm compromising, because it's got the front end that I like, and it was the price that I could afford. So I couldn't really say no. I just sold the Suburban. I didn't even put the money in the bank. I just put it in an envelope and said, let's go. And here it is, our Chariot. 73 front end, not a 71, my bad. On a 75 bird, we got torque thrusts. All the stainless is not on the car, it's in the trunk. I do have it. The tires aren't shot, so this should get me home. Cross my fingers. It is many colors, as you can see. It has a Pontiac 350. We'll just go ahead and push that back on there. There you go. Nice floppage on the hood. Anyway, 350 with a turbo 350 trans. I've driven it about 5 miles. There's an AutoZone back there. That's where I just was. It runs and drives excellent. The transmission shifts perfectly. The engine runs good, makes good oil pressure. And so far, I'm feeling pretty good about it. The brakes scare me a little bit, but that's to be expected. But yeah, this is our Chariot for the next 520 miles. And I gotta tell you, I can't tell you truly how excited I am to look at this car and say, yes, this belongs to me. Yeah. I've wanted one of these things for a long, long, long time, and here it is. Before we leave, I'm gonna look at the brake fluid. I checked the oil, the trans fluid, everything's good there. It's charging, and that's all functional. There is a nice crack in the windshield here on both sides. We'll have to get that replaced. The interior is where this thing gets less good. This is all hand stitched. The guy who was doing this car was interesting, to say the least. Has the original buckets in it, which I like. The rear seat, see, I bought some stuff. She needs help. Yeah. The white and blue I actually don't hate. It has all aftermarket gauges. as you can see, and all of them work except the speedometer. So we're flying blind as far as speed is concerned, but the door cards are something else. There's no headliner, and then look at this. Oh my god, it's all hand stitched. That's working. Don't worry about it. I mean, diamond pattern on the thing. The seat cover was gator grain at one point. It's coming off. Excuse me. Yeah, it's got belts in it, package tray. The reason I wanted this bird over many of the other birds that were out there is, first of all, obviously, the front end. Secondly, it's not rusty. Trunk floor is completely super solid. The floors, everything underneath, completely super solid. It's got dual exhaust, sounds pretty good. Fenders aren't rotted out. Quarters aren't rotted out. The window channel is not all rotted out. It's a really solid car, and it's a good start. I have the mirrors in the trunk too. I might actually throw those on before we drive. But it's all there. Runs pretty good. Has fuel pressure. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I'm ready to jam this thing on the road. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to experience the Firebird. It does have an aftermarket AC system, kind of like the Buick, which is neat. I don't know where all the stuff is, but I'm sure it's in there somewhere. There's the compressor. There's an expertly wired electric fan on the condenser there. The good news is there's brake fluid in it. It's full. The bad news is that means the brakes just really suck. So, yay. Power steering works good. I did insure the car already, so that's pretty good. Let's get the view one more time. The hood is a little bendy. It needs to be reinforced. We'll weld some stuff in there, but yeah, there you go. Now you understand why I bought it. Because it's a Firebird with a shaker hood. It's killer. I cannot wait to jam this thing on the highway. I didn't even look at these. Yeah, sure, those are tight. Doesn't feel warm. The alignment's pretty bad. That's fine. The front tires leave something to be desired, but they're not dry rotted or cracked too bad anyway. There's a little bit. Should be okay. The rears are good. Gooder. They're not wide enough, you know. I'm not crazy about the torque thrusts, so we'll be getting rid of those for sure. I already have a plan for the car, and I'll explain what that is. Oh my god. Is that a spacer? Or is that part of the wheel? Please tell me that's part of the wheel. And not like a 3-inch wide spacer. Oh, they are cracking. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I was real worried that these tires might not suck. Oh boy. Does fire right up. Idles at about 700 RPM, nice and steady. 25 to 30 pounds of oil pressure at idle. It's charging. It's not overheating. It's pretty good. I don't know what that. Oh, those actually work. I was not expecting that to work. All the lights work-ish. The blinkers don't really blinker. Actually, I haven't tested from outside the car. I know they don't indicate on the dash. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, no blinkers. That's fine, we don't need those.
I guess test the heads and tails real quick. Oh yeah, those work fine. Tail lights. And headlights. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We'll fix the blinkers when we get home. Oh, can you hear it real quick? It sounds pretty good. I don't know why there's a Texas plate on it. I'm in South Carolina. You'll notice it has like the one really long turn down, and then this one just dumps right there. It's got the chrome cover on the rear end. How could it possibly be bad? It's not a rot bucket though, which means it was perfect. Like, look at the sills. Look at the doors. There is one modification I need to make before we go anywhere. That's better. A little bit about the plan for this car. Cruise along at 70 miles an hour. We're only turning 2,400 RPM. I like the highway here. Anyway, do you remember that big block Chevy we picked up in the El Camino a while ago? Well, originally that engine was going to go in the El Camino, and now it's not. And here's why. I took that engine apart slightly because I wanted to put new gaskets in it because it had been sitting a while. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to leak. So I pulled the oil pan off and I found a scat rotating assembly. 4.25 inch stroke, forged rods, forged crank, forged pistons from Wiseco. And I was like, okay, this thing's pretty built. So I rolled it over and I pulled the intake off and I found ported heads. And I said, okay, the heads are ported. I looked at the intake. It's port matched. I said, okay, all right. I kept going. I took the timing cover off. I found a 292-300 bullet race cam in it. And I said, okay, this is a lot of engine. You paid $700 for a motor that would probably cost 15 grand to put together. And I'm okay with that. So, any day of the week, a combination like that, a 496 stroker with a big cam, ported heads, intake, can make 550 horsepower. That's nothing to shake a stick at for a big block Chevy. Maybe 600. That's a lot of power for the El Camino. No weight over the rear axle, it's kind of rusty. It would probably rip the poor thing in half. So, the current plan is to pull the 350 and 350 trans out of this car, and we're gonna put the Turbo 400 and that 496 into this car, because I plan on keeping this car for the rest of my life. We're gonna do a full, real restoration on it, bodywork, paint, interior. It's gonna be actually mint. So that's what's gonna happen with the Firebird. We're gonna enlist the help of Bill. You might remember Bill from the episode where we swapped the Blueprint crate motor into the Buick and drove it to Alabama. Now, work like this is very, very expensive. it's not cheap to fully restore a car, especially to have a shop do it. So the current plan is that I am going to give Bill the Buick in exchange for a restoration on this Firebird to do all the stuff I want to do. I know, it's the Buick. How could I possibly get rid of it? Here's how. The Buick is a cool car. There's no denying that. It's a superb daily driver. Honestly, I really have no complaints about it whatsoever. The only thing wrong with the Buick is it's not a Firebird. This is the car that I had posters of when I was a kid. This is the car I've been dreaming of. The Buick is cool. It's not a Trans Am. Bear in mind, a project of this undertaking takes a long time. And I will take pictures and videos and stuff of this as we go along. But it's not going to be something we snap together in a couple of months. It's going to take a while. But I promise you, it's going to get done. 100%. And this is going to be the only car I've ever owned that I can say with absolute certainty I will never sell, ever. It's this one. So we're going to really, really lean into it. And we're going to make something really cool. Immediately better. Eastbound and down, load it up and drop it. We gon' do what they say can't be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Load it up and drive eastbound and down. Gas stop. I used 9.756 gallons to go 160 some odd miles. You do the math, that's 16.5 miles a gallon. Pretty damn good. Car seems to be running just fine. We did spray just a swoosh of antifreeze out because the overflow bottle nipple is broken, so it just kind of goes where it wants instead of into the overflow. We might try to fix that on the way, probably not. We ate some lunch, got some gas. I threw some more oil in it. I very haphazardly sort of taped the radiator overflow back together. Worst case scenario, it falls apart again and nothing's changed, so I'm okay with it. Every single time I get on I-95 in South Carolina, it's 70 miles an hour, then 30 miles an hour, then 60 miles an hour, then 0 miles an hour. It's inconsistent. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Why is driving on this freeway the most frustrating experience in the history of mankind? Just go! You have no reason to stop. And yet you're always stopping. You have no reason to slow down to 15 miles an hour, yet you're always doing that. Just drive! See? The voltage just dropped from what was about 14.2, 14.3 down to about 12 something. So I'm gonna pull off real quick and make sure we didn't lose the alternator belt. And if we did, we'll buy another one. And if not, we'll figure it out, I guess. I have good news. I was right. The belt came off. I did notice it was a little floppy when we left, but I thought it would be okay. And it turns out it was not. It didn't leave the chat though, it just rolled off the pulley. So the good news is I can just loosen this, stick it back on there, and we can get back on the road. This is that rigged thing I was talking about. Surprisingly, that is actually working. I know, I'm as surprised as you. All right, that is back on. Nice and tight now. There, of course, is a little nick in it right there from being dragged. So we might need to stop and get some belts. I'm just noticing this one's kind of cracked too. So we'll probably stop and find some belts and go from there. But for now, we're gonna get back on the old road. I took the shaker off because this isn't the air cleaner for it. It doesn't sit right. And it was rubbing a little bit on the edge of the hood. Just kind of rubbed through all the 73 layers of paint that were on this, but put it in the trunk to be safe. I'm gonna check the oil and then we're gonna get back on the road. All right, I threw a tiny bit of oil in it, took a piss. We're charging again. I'm gonna get back on the highway, keep heading south. You'll never guess what state and freeway I'm on right now. The poncho gets a little warm in the bumper to bumper. That's about 200. I don't know if you can see that. We're not overheating per se, but it's higher than the 170 it likes to run at when you're cruising. Oh, we got up to 12 miles an hour for a second there. Holy crap. I use for my GPS speedometer is pretty cool because if you double tap the screen, it mirrors the numbers so that if you put it up on the dash and reflect it up on the glass, it's like a heads-up display. It's kind of neat. I feel I should mention we're in Georgia now. So we got another, I don't know, hour or so driving through Georgia. And then we'll get into Florida. Once we jump through Jacksonville, it's a straight shot south on 95 all the way to Daytona. And we'll have made it. So we're gonna keep on motoring. Probably got 2.5, 3 hours of driving left. And then we'll be successful. Well, we're in Florida now. It's been dark for a few hours. Car is still doing phenomenal. Cruising at 75 miles an hour, 2,600 RPM. That thing has an exhaust leak. Let's see, we got half a tank of fuel, 55 pounds of oil pressure, 14.3 volts, 170 degrees of temp. What a machine. We asked so much of this car that's basically been started and driven around the yard, but hasn't been on the road really in 5-6 years, so not that long, but I mean, I didn't even check the tire pressure. I just kicked them and I said, yep, that's pretty good. And here we are, about 400 miles into our trip, and all we've had to do is put the alternator belt back on. It's pretty good. Oh, and pour oil in it, but I mean, it's an old car, you kind of expect that. It is a superb machine. I've already fallen in love with it before I even picked it up, but I'm completely smitten now. Well, late last night, we pulled in and made it. We really only had one problem the whole time with that alternator belt and with the oil leak that wasn't really a problem, I guess, but the bird made it. And I gotta tell you, I am a big fan of the idea of this car, as it will be. Not necessarily, you know, as it is right now, but we made it in our 1971, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish Firebird. And I love the fact that I can say mine for something like this, because I know I told the story about, you know, why these cars are special to me and why I've always wanted one, but the fact that I can stand here now and look at it and say, yep, that belongs to me, even if it is one as scongy and you know, kind of messed up as this one. But I don't care. I really don't, because it's mine. Incredible. Thank you guys for coming on that journey with me. I appreciate every single one of you, every like, every comment, every subscriber. While we're on that note, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to see what we end up doing with this beast, because it's going to be awesome and it's going to be crazy. So I'll see you guys next time, and stay weird.